Good morning. Today is Friday, October 17th. It's 7:25 a.m. Central Time. So let's dive into it. There's been some developments on Twitter and stuff with China trade and all that. So we can kind of dive right in. Really quick on earnings today. So it's Friday. We got more kind of financial bank earnings today. And so we'll kind of see how those kind of shake out for the SPY. I think there's like some credit concerns, default rates, and all that stuff people are talking about on the news. And so we will kind of see how that pans out. Quick look on options information. So on the Q, well, here first dark pools. So on the Qs, we had about a billion, like 1.2, 1.5 billion printed yesterday between this 599, let's say 600 level and 602. And so I marked those on the NQ charts. But what's more interesting for me is if we look at SPY, we had about 2.1 billion and 1.2 billion printed at the 660.7 level. So that's like 3.3 billion concentrated here, which is a much cleaner kind of level, which we'll see what that looks like on the charts. And let's see on the Qs. Yesterday we had a lot of bearish flow. On the SPY yesterday, a lot of bearish flow. Looking at things for today expiry, if I can. Oh, it looks like my platform is having some issues here. Well, that makes me sad. We'll come back to that. Quick look on Grok. So I changed the prompt to limit me to 100 words or less. So Outlook looks like we have bearish tilt from regional bank loan worries. Yeah, futures did fall over yesterday, but now we're kind of back up. So a little bearish based on Grok information. Sentiment in the last 48 hours mixed. So there you go. For nice, I like this prompt with 100 words or less. Um, yeah, it doesn't really give me. I need to update that prompt to give me kind of a sentiment look. That's fine. Dun, dun, dun. So everybody's talking about regional banks having problems, which I think we mentioned already. Yeah, rate cuts are coming. Some interesting things to look at as far as options and stuff. So we're bullish above. I mean, 2,500 is the obvious level. So nothing too groundbreaking there. For so I kind of like. I mean, not. I don't know if I like it, but um, yeah, there's no economic data usually printed around this time, so I'm able to kind of just look and spend, wake up a little bit early and just kind of look at things and not have to worry about after economic news is released at 7:30 Central Time. So it's kind of interesting. I guess we have some housing and permit stuff coming today, so we'll see how that moves anything, if anything. But looks other than what's happening with Trump and tariffs and stuff, and I guess he backtracking the 100% tariffs and all that. I don't know that anything else is going to happen today, but we'll see. So there's that. I guess we can kind of see how things are looking like on the indexes, and we'll come back to our trading chart here. So quick look here. So we had on the Qs, I thought yesterday really spoke up, um, and we just couldn't do it. Like we pushed up and then we just kind of fell over and it fell over even more after hours. It looks like this 24 400s, 420s, 415s, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, 24 400s held as a good support level. And we bounced back up on tariff tweets on it looks like Trump is softening on his stance with China and they're going to figure some stuff out, or we'll see. Or at least he's still softening. So there you go. Similar. So it's interesting with the SPY. So we did break kind of similar level to the Qs where we had the close of that Friday flush. And so we did break below that, but now we're kind of leading and it looks like we're turning green. Need to double check if that's true. Sometimes these charts lie to me. But they look similar. And then the The Russell held up really good, relatively to everybody else, and so bouncing back. Dow looks like it's green, holding up, and so we'll see how that kind of pans out. We have, yeah, the VIX. We eked out to 28, which makes me kind of sad because I did take these off at a 50% profit, and I think they would have been 100% profit at this point. But see, sometimes you can't, you have to just let trades play out. Um, and so this was an options trade that I had. But anyways, still took a profit, but looking hindsight, there was more to go, and yesterday would have been super. But here we are, and I think now with the cooling off of everything, maybe we'll kind of come back down. So we'll see. Dollar coming back into kind of those EMA levels and back into this range that it was kind of broke out from. So we'll see how that pans out. Treasury yields on the 10 note going back down to these lows back in April. Let's see if we can get there. And in gold is amazing. Gold new all-time highs. We're pulling back, but we're above the close of yesterday. So super strong. I don't know that. I mean, I guess on the tariff stuff, I mean, maybe up is the way now. If we can break this high, this 24,800s, maybe we'll retest 2,500s on the NQ. Seems to be the level that we're kind of hanging out at. So we'll just kind of see. I think today feels like ping pong a little bit. Um, yeah, I don't know how much follow through I would expect, but I'm open to both sides. I think there's probably some upward momentum at the open, and then maybe we still continue reaching a certain level and selling off again. You know, I think in the morning, if it does dip, I think people would be willing to buy on the softening tariff stuff. So I'll keep an eye out for that. On our mega spy, Broadcom largely looking like it looked like yesterday, kind of holding up there. Berkshire had that. I guess we had a sell off yesterday. Broke, retested all the support here at 488, bouncing back up off of that. So let's see. Let's just see if we can hold that or break. I mean, that could be a nice tell for us. Banks, JP Morgan had good earnings, and then now we're broke everything, selling off pre markets back up. So let's just see. Let's see if we can hold this 293 level. LLY is holding up pretty nicely after that nice push up. Visa, I guess, with all the credit stuff, people are all concerned. We're kind of retesting this support level. So I'm just going to watch this 328 level and just see how that does and see if we could break above this 354. Just let that range kind of play out. Netflix kind of just hanging out. I feel like we'll probably come down to this, close this gap here, and then we'll see what happens. But holding up there. Costco sell off into these kind of EMAs. See if we'll close this gap a bit more. Zooming out, we're kind of consolidating here at these highs, near these highs. So we'll see. And the spy is the spy. Yeah, nothing crazy there. So I mean, it's nothing's falling apart yet, but everything seems like it's holding up, but nothing really seems like it's leading. And so that's the thing where, I mean, other than this Broadcom, we're pushing up, but we're closing red. So, made a new high, closing red, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, but the close has been red, red, red. So a little bit cautious. I feel like we're holding up. We're seeing it. We're testing support. Well, let's just see how that kind of goes. So that's what things look like for me. So looking at our trading charts, so this is the NQ. So interesting thing on the dark pool prints. So you'll see here, these two yellow lines are today's prints or the prints from yesterday. And so we had a couple more prints here. I think we'll look at the look how electronic trading hours is panning out, but it's really like in the middle of all this action here. And so I'm not sure which direction they were transacting, to be honest. Um, but those levels seem like they corresponded with more selling here, more selling here, maybe more selling here. Looks like more buying actually. So we'll see here, more selling, more selling. There's some imbalance here, but then it started turning green here. So, we'll see how that kind of plays out. On the trading chart, we are, yeah, we sold off from those levels and now we're kind of going back up. So we'll see if we can clear these or not. So that's for me, I'm going to look at it as resistance until it's not. Um, So that is interesting for me. There's these stacked uh, dark pool levels from earlier this week, and then now we have some stacked levels from earlier this week, and then we have these two kind of broader split levels. So I'm just going to see how price bounces between this 24,700s, 24,690s to 24,820s, and then 24,900s. So I'm just going to see how price really behaves between these zones. I don't necessarily have a bias. I'm really just going to follow what price does when it reacts at those levels. So that's what things look like for me on the Q. On the Qs. If we look at the ES here really quick, we'll look at. So it's not more interesting, but what I thought was pretty cool was these levels here are much more concentrated on the dark pools front. And so we had a lot more selling here in the footprint, more selling delta than we pushed, even though we had the imbalance. Buyers really tried to step in, and then buyers really took over here. And then we'll see what that looks like on the electronic trading hours. And actually, let's switch this to electronic. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, it works. It always froze my computer before. Yep, see, this is why I don't. Oh, it's working. Yes, wonderful. Um, yeah, so if we look, yeah, we had the sellers selling, and then buyers came in, but then we just broke and fell off from these stack levels here. So this, 667 to 672. So we'll just call it 670, 670s. We fell off from that nicely, and then now we've rebounded. Now we're trading back into it. See a little imbalance here on the hourly. So I'm really just going to see. I feel like these is much cleaner on the ES. So I'm really just watching this level um, at the open and just see how we react. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me switch back to regular trading hours. You got to hit the candle first, then switch back to regular trading hours. We'll save that, put it back to the footprint, just so I don't crash my trading view. All right, so there you go. So yeah, that's my plan. We are trading right at this level here, and so I'm just gonna watch that at the open, see if we fall off, if we can break above it, retest it. I will take the long, and we shall see. I don't see any crazy pockets of low volume from yesterday. Uh, it's like pushing up from this little low volume area. Nice volume traded back here. But I mean, if we can break above this, maybe we kind of magnet towards this imbalance level, which is 6,700s, 6690s. So we shall see. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna just see how price is reacting here at these stacked levels. So cool. Well, that's it for me. I guess we'll just see how things shake out. I think today probably with all the headline stuff and whatever, maybe it's be in and out. I don't know that I will be hanging out for too much follow through. Although we did miss all this nice downside yesterday after we tried to push up and push up. So we'll see. You just have to kind of be patient and see what's going on. All right. Well, that's it for me. Good luck and don't get caught. Thank you.